The average refund amount is up 10.6%. That's not what we've experienced in our practice. We haven't really seen refunds, sorry, being any higher than normal, but according to this, refunds are on average 10.6% higher. I'd be curious to hear from some folks. You can pop it in the chat if you're seeing the same things. Are your clients enjoying bigger refunds this year than in prior years, or have they stayed fairly steady? Total number of direct deposit refunds up 4%. That's not surprising, right? Since all this talk of paper checks and paper payments coming to an end is pushing the, few holdouts, people who like paper, pushing them over to direct deposit. So interesting statistics. Feel free to check them out. This was a big one, and it's tax related because tariffs are technically taxes. It's not income tax related, but it's interesting anyway. So the U.S. Supreme Court ruled 6-3 that many of the tariffs that Trump imposed under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, IEPA, were unlawful. So a federal judge ruled that companies are entitled to refunds of the illegally collected tariffs. So that's kind of a big deal. There's some speculation, and this all just happened fairly recently. There is some speculation that there's the mechanism that will be in place to request refunds are available to the importer of record. So whichever company was the importer brought the product into the port and actually picked up the product at the port. That's going to be the company that can apply for the refund. And all of the other companies after that who paid increased prices to get those goods will not have a mechanism in place to request refunds. So it's kind of interesting. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I'm curious to see if, you know how like when ERC came about, a bunch of ERC mills spun up. I'm curious to see if we have a bunch of tariff refund mills spinning up to help these companies apply for these tariff refunds. So anyway, that'll be something that I keep an eye on just because I think it's pretty interesting. Um, the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, drops the acting IRS chief title. This is just kind of a workaround. What is it? The Federal Vacancies Reform Act only allows someone to be in a position without having been confirmed to be in that position for a certain number of days. I think it's 210 days. And Bessent has been acting IRS chief now for a little over 210 days. So to stay in conformity with the Federal Vacancies Reform Act, he has to drop the title, but he's still going to be doing the work. So it's kind of a workaround. This is not the first administration to do something like this, so this is not unique, but it's what's happening right now. What I found more interesting is that he's the seventh person to hold the top IRS job since the beginning of 2025. There has been so much turnover at the IRS that it's no wonder this tax season is a bit of a hot mess, right? This one, how scammers are using AI deepfakes to steal money from taxpayers. Cybersecurity is the thing in my firm that keeps me up at night. It's very scary. We get so many phishing emails and phishing attempts and text messages, and we're seeing a big increase in the number of emails coming in from people who say that they're providing tax documents and they include a link that you can click on to download their tax documents. Don't ever click those links. Don't ever click on unknown links. Don't ever open unknown attachments. The thing that's getting really scary with AI is it used to be that people's voices would be cloned and then phone calls would come in purporting to be from, say, a key person or a key executive or a key decision maker, and it sounded just like them. And then people would go ahead and process. Like a deep fake phone call would come in purporting to be from the CEO of a company, authorizing a wire transfer in the amount of X dollars to be sent to whatever vendor. And then the accounts payable person would do it. So then you implement rules like code words. Well, now AI is getting so good that these deep fakes include video. So the thought was, if you're nervous about phone calls, then you hop on a Zoom or a Google Meet to confirm the identity of the person requesting the information. But now deep fakes are so good that those videos are being spoofed as well. It's kind of crazy. So in our firm, again, we take cybersecurity really seriously. We're very small, so I, as the firm owner, am the only one paying bills, accessing bank accounts. And so when we get emails saying, purporting to be from me to my accounting email address saying that Andrea approved a payment, everyone knows it's hot garbage. But not all companies have that single person doing all the bill pay.
Thanks so much for joining us. We really hope this session was helpful for you. If you enjoyed this and want more support on your tax professional journey, consider joining one of our Pronto Tax School memberships. As a member, you get to join weekly live mentor sessions just like this, access tons of advanced tax courses, be part of our private member groups, which is great for networking, grab special discounts for our live events, and even get tax business growth coaching. There's a lot packed in. Check out the links in the description to see the details for our Dream Team and Forever Edition memberships. We'd love to have you join our community.